If you're connecting with us, this is the 5th Ghana CEO Summit. We're coming to you live from the Kempinski Gold Coast City. It's a tradition unbroken where the biggest conclave of CEOs and business executives interact with policymakers and government as we deliberate on important and pertinent issues that affect our economy. Today, we're dwelling on a very important theme, and as a build-up to the theme, we're taking several insights before the arrival of our guest of honor, the Vice President of the Republic. Taking off from our first insights, it is important that we dwell on corporate governance, how to reset the corporate governance agenda for a post-pandemic economic resilience. Clearly, it's obvious to us that cyber resilience is a shared responsibility and not limited to only IT professionals. Walking us through this very insightful topic by way of a keynote is a man who is well versed in the corporate boardroom with over 4 decades of corporate experience spanning 8 industries, and currently he presides over 20 boards from 10 industries. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the CEO of the Ghana National Petroleum Company, Dr. KK Sarpong.
Thank you very much. Our distinguished MC, members of the diplomatic community, honorable ministers of state, fellow chief executive officers and business leaders, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I deem it an honor to address this august gathering of business leaders and industry giants from across the world. It's always a great joy to deliberate with fellow CEOs and business leaders on ways of improving the administration of businesses to achieve success. For reasons that are obvious to us all, we meet today in circumstances that are not entirely normal. Circumstances that have prompted intense discussions in adapting to a changing world and how to leverage the lessons from the new world to our advantage. I'm certain that we all marvel at how COVID-19 pandemic has led to a paradigm shift that affects all aspects of our lives, including how we manage and administer our businesses. The pandemic has by no means provided numerous lessons to business managers and prompted businesses and institutions to take a second look at the way they do things to ensure their survival. At the core of the lessons learned from the pandemic is the need to transform our business models and processes using digital technology, and for this agenda to be initiated by corporate boards and management. In as much as the need for digitization in businesses preceded the pandemic, it is indeed the pandemic which serves as the unsolicited needed catalyst for targeted action and implementation. Countries still struggle with how to manage the crisis and its after effect effectively. If businesses are to recover from the shocks of the pandemic, there will be the need to reset the corporate governance agenda to build business resilience and ultimately sustained economic growth. The corporate governance structure of our businesses is key to building economic resilience to meet our contemporary challenges. Good corporate governance is needed to ensure the proper running of enterprises, to engender investor confidence that attracts required equity and risk capital. Good corporate governance ensures economic growth as micro enterprises deliver results. The governance structure of most businesses has been on autopilot, but now, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we cannot do business as usual. The pandemic has revealed the importance of business to society and demonstrated the power of technology in striving to meet the needs of all stakeholders. It has also become increasingly clear that to run productive and profitable businesses, digital transformation is critical. Under the current circumstances and beyond, there is no doubt that the corporate governance agenda should embrace digital transformation for businesses to achieve resilience. A vision of employing digitization for business must be set by boards for implementation by management. Technologically literate boards and management are a must-have for all business in today's world. A board that recognizes and appreciates the essence of technology will be of immense benefit to the administration of business. This is so because the board will understand the need to digitize the business and retrain staff to meet the needs of a contemporary technological marketplace. A corporate governance agenda that promotes post-pandemic business and economic resilience will require a more in-depth look at how seriously our boards and executives consider digitization. Suppose the board and management appreciate that technology will lead to revenue growth and improve return on assets, among others. They will reset the agenda from the top and ensure that it is replicated at all levels of the organization. This may even require or may be necessary for the board and management to also receive training. A board committee may also be formed to deal with digital transformation and digital revolution, innovation. To enhance the work of the committee and that of the board, it may also be beneficial to appoint external experts to such a committee. As we recognize the essential role of technology in business, we should be mindful of and swiftly deal with accompanying threats, such as cybercrime, terrorist activities, and intellectual property theft, among others. These are serious issues and threats to technological innovation to which we must be responsive. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we deliberate on leading our businesses into post-pandemic resilience, we cannot ignore the monumental and commendable work done by the government of Ghana to digitize the economy. The creation of the Ministry of Communication and Digitalization is a pointer to the resolve and commitment of our government to ensure that our dear country is not left behind in the global technology and digital revolution. But one may ask, is the government's effort enough to ensure success? I reckon that good corporate governance in both the private and public sectors is needed as well. As I've indicated already, the Board of Directors and Management will have to take appropriate measures to ensure that a successful technology and digital revolution is achieved. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I must add that resetting the agenda to achieve business and economic resilience may not rely on only digitization. There are indeed other issues of importance in corporate governance which I wish to offer some thoughts on. I would like to talk briefly about 4 of these. These are making choices to reflect the right boardroom and business cultures, undertaking meaningful corporate social responsibility initiatives, ensuring reasonable gender balance on boards, and committing resources to procure requisite technological infrastructure and for training and retraining staff. It is time for us to reset our choices to reflect a good business culture. Pre-COVID times, I had the opportunity to serve on several boards in Ghana and abroad. Most boardroom culture, from my observation, has lost luster. Some boards also tend to be captured by management or a few board members for their own selfish ends. Other boards do not function well because top management withholds information from the board members, thereby limiting meaningful boardroom debate. There are also those boards that have members who have no interest in the business of the board because they lack competence, confidence, experience, qualification, and perhaps lack understanding of their role or obligation as board members. I've also seen boards where group alliances based on ethnicity, politics, or religion have led to the coloring of debates, breeding of conflict among board members, and a lack of cooperation in delivering the board's business. Directors need to be appointed based on competence, rather than political, ethnic, or religious considerations. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we cannot manage boardroom business the same way as we have been doing and expect that we will achieve economic and business resilience. We need to reset the boardroom culture with faithful, objective, healthy, and critical debates to speak to the needs of the contemporary post-COVID-19 business world. Certainly, the days of sleeping, snoring, and agenda-pushing directors should be over. I also like to remind you that our businesses have social responsibility to the good people of Ghana and specifically in the communities in which we operate. In recent times, the mantra has been corporate social responsibility. But the question is, how committed are we to take up this responsibility of ensuring that the communities benefit from our activities? I invite corporate Ghana to give generously and meaningfully to society because it is a business imperative to do so and not a favor. The board must not fail in this regard. I also like to emphasize the need to include a reasonable number of competent women on boards. I've had the privilege of working with some wonderful women, such as Mrs. Kofi, Cecilia Kofi, Domot Industries on the Tema Oil Refinery Limited board, Mrs. Villas, Camelot Ghana Limited on the Merchant Bank board, Mrs. Helen Local on the Ghana Commercial Bank board, and Ms. Nanadra Hackman on the GNPC board. I've come to one happy conclusion. Based on my experiences, generally, it is an excellent asset to boardroom culture to have competent women on boards. They are moderating influence when debates are heated. They provide cautious approaches to issues and deliver their positions gracefully. They engage in pre-meeting consultations to generate consensus, but are not easily convinced to support motions that they do not believe in. Overall, they are extremely fair and firm on disciplinary issues. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about single female representation or mere tokenism, but the inclusion of a reasonable number of competent women on our boards. The wonderful women on our list were not just women, but competent, knowledgeable, and skillful. I encourage you to balance gender in your boardrooms, and you'll find, as established by empirical research, that your business will grow to achieve the resilience we all need. Committing resources to technology, infrastructure, and for the training of user employees is a necessity. Else, digitization will be a lip service. Some businesses are not very keen on spending money to retrain staff. Sometimes, for the fear that after acquiring skills and knowledge, such trained employees may leave the business for greener pastures elsewhere. But friends, we cannot work with this dangerous posture. We need to invest in improving the skill set of our workforce so that our businesses will grow and achieve the resilience required. We should remember that COVID-19 changed how we live, worked, and do business. If our staff are not retrained to do business using technology, and if they lack the necessary equipment to work with, our businesses will lose its significance in the world. Work is now by a touch of a button, and we should give our workforce the opportunity to engage in the business. We must budget and commit financial resources to procure technology and retrain our workforce to achieve businesses and economic resilience. This is a task that the board must not fail. Ladies and gentlemen, digitization is key to the future of businesses and our society at large. Resetting the corporate governance agenda post-COVID-19 will require strong, fearless, and a competent leadership. I would like to take this opportunity to implore all business leaders to initiate this discussion in their various workplaces. Business leaders must become more proactive in adopting and implementing digital solutions. On this journey, we should ensure the right board culture, maintain a commitment to society, install a boardroom with diverse competencies and a decent number of female representations, provide financial resources to acquire the needed technological infrastructure, and train our employees. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I encourage us all to freely share ideas in the various discussions as we will have at this summit, and to remember that at all times, the success of our organization depends to a large extent on us. Now is the time, more than ever, to encourage dialogue among the various organs of our institutions and ensure that our dialogue produces results that are favorable to all. I wish us all, Kwame participants, fruitful deliberations at this summit. Thank you for your attention.
The CEO of the Ghana National Petroleum Company, Dr. K.K. Sarpong, thank you ever so much.